The Paramount King of Ako, c'est Tiki. Malakai the second. The Odin. Power. Airuja. Je t'aime beaucoup.
Good evening, fellow Ambazonians, televiewers. Once again, you're welcome to your favorite program, County Roots. And I am your humble servant, Comfort Confor. Thank you for tuning in. Please help share as you join in. Share and invite someone. Share on your various platforms. And share. The stakes are high. Things are getting even rougher as we can see. So we've got no time to waste. Please do us a favor and share as you join in. Share on your various platforms. So before I go ahead, I would still like to do our honorable thing. We'll start by observing a minute of silence before I actually invite our host of tonight. I would like us all to observe a minute of silence in honor of our honorable and our heroes. Let's call in mind our senior comrade Francis, those who just lost their lives today, like Pani Koseki of Nginjap of Nkambe local government area, and so many of them out there. So let us observe this minute of silence. May their gentle souls rest in perfect peace. So thank you once again for joining in, and I'm reminding you once again, fellow Ambazonians and dear televiewers, that County Roots is one of our favorite shows, and on this platform we do educate Ambazonians worldwide. We educate Ambazonians of the stakes of the revolution, every development and everything, the right information that we have for our people to know in order to keep on going in spite of the difficulties they're facing, especially at home and in Nigeria. We also use this platform and this TV to educate and inform the international community about the evils of dictatophobia on the people of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. So every Ambazonian, every stakeholder of this revolution, every sympathizer of the Ambazonia War of Independence, you are welcome to be a guest on County Roots at any time. If you have a burden in heart, you have something at heart to share with your fellow people of Ambazonia, this platform is open to everybody. So please do us a favor, share and share and share. I know that it is not really well, things are really tough these days. My heart is really heavy. You can see I find it even difficult talking today because what we see at home now is either fire or people crying, mourning, and so on. It is really just so hard, but we just have to keep on going. I think they say the day is darkest at dawn. We can see that it's gradually dawning on us, and by the grace of God, we shall tell the story and we shall smile again. We shall walk proudly on the blood of our people. So the only thing for us to do is to give reason for the blood of our people that has been shed and is still going to be shed because of our independence. And that said, fellow Ambazonians, I would like to introduce to you tonight, this is going to actually be, it's a very special show. We are going to listening to the Secretary of State in charge of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Professor Martin Ayim. Unfortunately, for technical reasons, he is not going to be with us live on the face. You will not see him live, but you are going to hear him live. So what we are going to do, I'm going to call him, and you only listen to Prof. Ayim live on Facebook. But I pray God that technology should permit that we should be able to pick questions. Unfortunately, we cannot open the lines for calls today. But if there is any important question, I pray that I lay my eyes on it so that I can read it for him to be able to answer it to us. So please stay tuned and share because it is very important information. We want to hear from the horse's own mouth. He is the Secretary of State in charge of Foreign Affairs. Let him tell us in his own words how much reassurance we have as Ambazonians of a free and peaceful, or of a peaceful Ambazonia. an Ambazonia free of the South Sudan scenario after independence. So I am going to invite our Prof. Ayim now on the call, and I really do hope that it goes really well so that we can have the information that we need. While I am calling on Prof, please continue to share and invite someone, and let's make it a great show. In spite of the fact that we will not see Prof, we will hear him, why not? And that is still something. So if you can't hear me, just let me know. And if you can hear, even if you can hear the phone ringing, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Prof. Good evening. Before we go ahead, Prof, you would like to mute your receiver. You will mute your receiver and watch only the images because you want to listen to me only through your WhatsApp call and not through the TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that better now?
Perfect. Good evening, Prof, and you are welcome to County Roads. Thank you for accepting our invitation. So you are live now.
Oh, no problem. Thank you very much, Madam Director.
Thank you. Welcome to County Roads. If you have a word of greetings, a word to fellow Ambazonians, you can talk to them before we finally start our show. So you have a minute to,
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Before we get going, I would like to respect our fallen heroes. Please let's maintain a minute of silence, especially for our senior comrade, Sheikh Francis, who passed, and for our heroes, alive and dead, and for bereaved families, for the genocide that took place at Bangen, for our refugees, and for prisoners of conscience,
Right.
and for the internally displaced persons. Let's maintain just a minute of silence, please, in their honor. To God be glory. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you once again, fellow Ambazonians, for observing the minute of silence again with Prof after doing it with me. Prof, thank you so much for doing that. I think we should have invited you, but I did not do that. Thank you that you went over it again. We cannot do it enough, can we? So that said, I would just like to take you straight to the point. Prof, you are the Secretary of State for the Department of, in charge of the Department of Foreign Affairs. So in your own words, and very simple in such a way that everybody will understand, and Prof, we crave your indulgence. If you find any piece of information important, you can express this even in pidgin, because Mama and Papa, then they are watching you all the way from down the village. So this is a very important show. Be as simple as you can. So tell fellow Ambazonians and fellow televiewers, what are the functions of the Department of Foreign Affairs of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia?
Thank you. Let me tell our people first that I am a servant of the people, and I'm a humble person who's serving the people of Ambazonia humbly. I am always prepared to serve in any capacity so long as it helps to take the cause forward. And I have served as the department head for foreign affairs, back to chief of staff of the interim government, and now as Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs again. So when we started this other second session of the Foreign Affairs, we had to strategize to make sure that what we are doing in diplomacy connects to what is happening on ground zero.
Mm-hmm.
Activities on ground zero are more important, far more important, but we have to give meaning to the activities, to the international community, so that they perceive our struggle positively. So we had three approaches. first approach was to educate and sensitize the international community, to sensitize and educate the international community. And then secondly, to win support from the international community. And thirdly, to seek recognition from the international community and the UN, and to seek membership. You will see that we have done the first two steps successfully. We started off educating and sensitizing the international community. They didn't know anything about our struggle, and so La Republique labeled us terrorists. And they could not fly away with that because we have intensified our education and sensitization, and now that term has just died out. And then we have won the support of the international community to sell our problem as an international problem. And that's why you hear about international mediation and the Swiss-led mediation. So those two phases, we have succeeded. The third phase now is recognition and the UN membership. We are at that phase now, and the activities on Ground Zero at this moment are going to give us more reason and convince more people to recognize our country. So there is connection between what is happening at Ground Zero and what we are doing in diplomacy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. That was just a very, very brilliant response. I cannot be proud of you enough because you just answered as if you were reading from my script. You answered and encroached into the second question which I asked, and I don't even have any other reason to ask again, but some other follow-up question to what you have just said. The whole time you've been speaking for a couple of minutes, you keep making reference to Ground Zero. Do you want to make Ambazonians and televiewers understand that the activities of the foreign affairs have, what link do the activities of the foreign affairs have with the activities of Ground Zero? What is the link between these two? Is it like one is supportive of the other, or they are supportive of one another, or how? Just explain in lay terms so that we can really understand. Thank you.
Yes, the interim government and the president, His Excellency Samuel Ikome Sako, because we were going through some problems of accountability and money's getting missing in between, generals growing fat out of the monies and building their houses and stuff. And so we came up with this to make sure that the people are empowered, the people take charge of what is going on, the grassroots is mobilized, and we get their input before we make any decisions in diaspora or in the interim government. And so we came up with this Amba Peace Plan, which is LGA by LGA. We felt that the best way to connect to the communities was to empower the various LGAs. LGA stands for local government areas, what used to be subdivisions in the past, and counties stands for what used to be divisions in the past. So we had to make that connection to concretize what we are doing, making sure that when communities are empowered and they donate money, they are able to account because they know who they are dealing with on the ground. Our generals, our defense forces, restoration forces, we connect with them. No decision is made by this interim government without approval from Ground Zero and from the grassroots, from LGAs and to counties and a National Security Council. No, the IG doesn't act in isolation. So this connection has proven so well and is working so well because the people are energized, the people are involved, there are people also connected in decision making, and this aspect of warlordism is being stamped out. And so there is teamwork between the restoration forces, and the communities are empowered to identify who the blacklegs are, and to take care of them. listen, there are many Amber boys. There are Amber boys. We don't have Amber boys. We have restoration forces down there.
Prof, I'm sorry for this rude intervention. You
okay.
You are the Secretary of State for the Department of Foreign Affairs. And I wish to know, you have the previous explanation you have just given is a very brilliant one, and you actually sounded more to me like the Secretary of State for Home Affairs and Resource Mobilization. Powerful explanation. But I just wish to understand what my question was what is the link between the activities of our boys, the ground action, and the foreign and your own activities as the Department of Foreign Affairs? Does anything that our boys do on the ground, like the economic sabotage and so on, help in your diplomatic moves in any way? That was what the one I wanted to get from you. Thank you.
Of course, that is what I said from the beginning. I wrapped that up. Yes, this diplomacy is complementary to ground zero activities. Ground zero activities by restoration forces give meaning to diplomacy. So what we are talking to international community connects with the activities on ground zero. And we refer to them on the activities on ground zero. This is being done here because of this, you know, and then connect. If you support us, if you recognize us, this will not happen. So there is, yes, ground zero actually gives us the facts to state our case powerfully to the international community. So there is that connection.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much.
We love them. We love them and encourage them to continue with the ground activities, because that is where we get our information to support what we are saying out here.
Thank you very much. That is brilliant. I think my question is answered, and I hope someone got sense out of this response as well. And I would equally like to know, or fellow Ambazonians would like to know, the last time Ambazonians heard from the Ambazonia Coalition Team Act, or what we call Team Ambazonia, was in September 2019, where they published a joint statement reassuring Ambazonians that the Swiss-led settled negotiations were worth it. Are the talks still going on?
Yes, the talks are on course. You know, we let ACT do its work. The Swiss government, they are not novices to this process. And I want to assure our people that the talks are still on. And we don't place ourselves in a position to accelerate or precipitate actions. They are the experts. They know what they're doing. I'm talking about the Swiss, the HD. So please, my appeal to Ambazonians is let art do its work. Diplomacy grinds slowly, but I can tell you that the Swiss mediation is on course. La République du Cameroon is not being begged, they're being told to come to the table. And if they continue to be recalcitrant, there are repercussions that come with. So it shouldn't be that it depends on the whims and caprices of La République. No. So our people, let's focus and let ACT do its work. And to our activists and some of those who are out there just trying to talk on behalf of HD, please hold it. Let the process work. I hear some and I see some people talking as if they are ordering the Swiss or HD to do what they want. That isn't the way it goes. It's a professional way that they are following. And I can tell as of now that the Swiss-led mediation is still on. America has not changed its position.
Okay, thank you. That is very, very reassuring. And this gives us hope and gives us reason to keep on keeping on. This gives hope and reason for people on ground zero to keep on bleeding, because they know that someday, at some point, something new is going to happen. Our story is going to change. before I move ahead, I want you to know that, Prof, someone just quoted what you said, which he or she found really important. This is Comrade Ep, as he or she says, Ground Zero Restoration Forces give meaning to the international community. And that was Prof. Ayim. So that was a quotation from you, which means you said something which struck someone's heart. And we really hope onto that. We are looking forward to that. All eyes on you, because apart from Ground Zero, our next hope, our hope is the Department of Foreign Affairs. Thank you for reassuring us once again. And you say Ground Zero, or you say La République du Cameroon, led by the octogenarian out there, Paul Pia, they are not going to be begged to come. They are told to be on the table. And obviously, or you are still reassuring us that they are going to make it to Switzerland. But given the activities recently, just within a couple of days, a lot has happened. Villages are being razed more than they have been razed ever before. People are being killed. Someone was killed today in Kambe, local government area, precisely in Ginjap village, in the name of Mr. Nico Serki. About 50 people were killed in Kupemo, and Inguba Valley is on fire, Kumbo is on fire. These activities, do they reflect, or do they make us think that Paul Biya is really ready to come on board for the Swiss talks to finally begin?
These are acts of desperation on the part of La République du Cameroon. Their backs are behind a rock, between a rock and a hard place. I will tell you, these are the last kicks of a dying horse. So, listen, I want to send my condolences to those who have lost their lives today and in the past, and for the families, please bear with us. Our hearts are with you. The interim government loves you, and we feel everything that happens there. And we will do everything to make sure that we concretize this struggle, please. So bear with us. And to our restoration forces and all the forces down there, please, you don't attack one another. You cannot be fighting for one thing, have one goal, and then you are mustering all energy to go attack another group of restoration forces. That doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense at all. If we are for the same struggle and have the same goal, please, let's target La République du Cameroon.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're ADF, I don't care if you're this, I don't care if you're that, but please, we have one goal.
Right.
Let's team up. We can collaborate. Do the best you can in your own way, but let there not be a lateral attack. Let it be a unified attack towards the enemy. So this is my clarion call.
Thank you.
I know it's my appeal. It's really my appeal. We need to come to our senses to work, collaborate towards, keeping the enemy out. Victory is ours. I can assure our people. La République is going to pay for every single drop of blood that is lost in Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. Assure our people that they will pay for every single drop of blood, every person lost, every item lost in Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, they will pay for.
Okay, thank you very much, our fellow Ambazonians. Once again, you are watching County Roots, and our guest for tonight is the Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Professor Ayim. He is actually speaking through the phone for technical reasons, but thank God we have him and we can hear him really clear. And before we go ahead, we are here to talk business about foreign affairs, but it cannot go without advice, because the person speaking to us here is not only the Secretary of State, he is a father, he is just a big brother, he's everything you have. So you would hear more of, you would not hear a word without listening to a word of advice or something. So you just want to listen, you want to invite someone, you want to share to a group or wherever you want people to come on board, so that they will get information and get advice at the same time. Nobody can miss to listen to Professor Ayim. So that said, this takes us back to business, Prof. I would like to quote our president again, President Sako, in his speech in September 2019. He mentions the talks on talks. I am going back to Switzerland again. We may go there over and over, but I crave your indulgence to be patient. Even you repeat answers, do it for the sake of our people. The president had mentioned the talks on talks that they were going to take place sometime soon. What Dr. Akwanga also confirmed, who is one of the members of ACT of Team Ambazonia, he equally confirmed on this same platform that talks on talks were on the way. So would you like, again, to explain to Ambazonians what does talks on talks mean? And how feasible is it? How near is it? Because we are anxious, as we say in Pidgin, blood day for we eye. We really want to see talks on talks happen. We want to see things unfold. So thank you.
Before I answer that, let me clarify. You made a statement about that the information I gave I sounded more like a Secretary for Home Affairs.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify this, that the interim government and His Excellency the President, Samuel Sako, we work as a team.
Exactly. Thank you.
All departments grind together as a team. So no department is in isolation. We are grinding well and the wheel is turning well as a team. So please, let this be known. And this teamwork involves also our National Security Council and our restoration forces and generals on the ground. Let this be known to Ambazonian people. And also, another clarification, you will not get information from this Department of Foreign Affairs online, on social media. I see some of our people enjoying themselves. Some are creating images of this, some fake audios here and there, and all this type of thing. This interim government stays away from online and social media. You will only get announcements, or you see the results.
Right. Thank you.
So those who are talking and writing and forming their stories and enjoying themselves do that, let them do that. That is not the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Okay, and the talks on talk, we had already progressed beyond talks on talks. We are at the next level, which is mediation and negotiation. We have our team, the ACT, and it is HG that will coordinate with the team, La Republique, for mediation and negotiation. Talks on talks was over. We already have our team in place. And of course, it is still open for groups that feel like being part of our team. Please willfully and honestly indicate. Don't go backwards, round and round, creating problems to be relevant. We are serving the same people. We are working for the same 8 million people. We want to fulfill the will of the people. Our door, the door of the interim government, and Dr. Sako's heart is open. So yes, we have gone one step higher than talks on talks. So from today, let these talks on talks be buried, because we have progressed. Begin, don't pass examination, go for advance 2, or go for class 2, you take it, go for advance 1.
Thank you, Prof. I like the infants one because
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Man, don't pass exam, go for class 2, you will take it, go for class 1 again.
Okay, now you're back to our generation. We understand class more than infants. All right, thank you, Prof. And yeah,
That's what I did now. I was in those days of infant, 12 to 6.
oh wow, perfect. I know you were a rare generation, because all of you were like geniuses, or what I would say, because people in those days are really brilliant. Thank you, Prof, and thank you for every explanation. Thank you for calling on everybody, reckoning everybody to come on board. Thank you for just being a father. You just said that people that ACT Team Ambazonia is still open for people to join in. What does it take for a people or a group to join Team Ambazonia?
It's not complicated. it comes from within the group. You do some soul searching about what you are doing. Does this help the cause? Does it help us to go to Boya? And then you sit down and reflect. And it comes from within. That is what it takes. We are in the same struggle. We're in the same struggle for the same goal. Why will it be so complicated and difficult for you to opt to say, no, listen, we are going to work together to achieve our goal? This interim government is not a permanent government. We are just helping to get things through. And when we get to Boya, everybody, even someone who have not joined this course, will have the chance to run for president. Right now, there is a rush to being president, to being that, as if you're not president, you cannot serve Ambazonia. That is a mindset that I condemn totally. Right. I've been in this struggle for 26 years. And we have to stay focused to get these things done. When I see these young ones with the youthful indiscretions, they join the course and they want to be president. Or they join the course, they don't understand specifics, they start chastising the president. That is not correct. That is not a good mindset. It doesn't take long. It's not complicated. We are not going to set rules, do this, do that before you join. No, you are Ambazonian. All of us are Ambazonians. Let it come from within you. Soul searching. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Prof. I've just picked two things from what you have said. One, let me begin from the very last one you just said. You don't need to be a president in order to execute this war declared on us by the elderly, the care home dwellers of a 2D. And two, what can we do without a team? What can Ambazonia do without a team? That is why you are still encouraging this teamwork. That is why you are still encouraging unity in purpose. That is why you are reckoning on 8 million Ambazonians to come on board and let's get this mess cleared out of our way. I think a word to a wise from a wise is more than enough. So Ambazonians come on board. Homeland is just one. I think that is what Prof is saying. But Prof, before I go back to my question, there is a question here from Comrade F. who is always here with us. Even 8 million Ambazonians say they are feeling sick today and cannot watch. F. will always be here. So I think it would be a good thing to answer this question from them, which says, Prof, what do you advise us to take from the recent outing of Honorable Thabo Nagy about effective decentralization with La République du Cameroon? Thank you for that question. I was preparing for that question. My advice to Southern Cameroonians and Ambazonians, you are overreacting to Thabo Nagy. You are overreacting to Thabo Nagy. The position of the U.S. has not changed vis-a-vis Swiss mediation. Some have misunderstood the statement. So that is not U.S. policy. So to fellow Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, please, if you can just stop commenting on that for now, let things work, watch how this wheel is turning. Let me tell you something. I go to diplomatic circles, and one of the cautions that they tell me about us is that we are flippant. And the advisor actually used that word, that we are flippant. That means we talk too much, and they cannot deal with us with assurance that what they're going to tell us is going to remain a secret. So this is using that as an appeal to all these activists out there and to Ambazonians. Please, we talk a little bit too much. We overanalyze, we over that, and we expose ourselves in the process. The statement by Thabo Nagy, leave it as that. The U.S. policy position has not changed.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Prof. One thing that I know you say we are overreacting. If someone is like me, you would not blame them because diplomatic language is something that is more than difficult to understand. Maybe they say this and underneath that is lying what they actually want to send out. And it takes that discerning mind, that discerning brain to know that while saying this is exactly what they mean. So that is why we bring you here, so that you let us know. Say, calm down. That is not what they mean, or they still hold to their point that this is what they want, this is their position, and they hold on to it, and we are going on. And I'm a bit bothered. I am worried if they accuse us of flippancy. Where do they get to know that we are flippant? Is it from what our government is putting out there for us to consume as what they have done so far? Is it from us through Twitter, or how do they get to know to accuse us of flippancy? We need to know so that we watch our tongues, because we're in mad rush to go home and get our people out of mess. Help us, bro.
Yes. I told you about this social media, Facebook and the Twitter. They're more, but the social media, they are all over, guys. All the international community, they're all over. Facebook, etc. They are watching. They are reading what this boys, I don't want to call any name.
Right.
They will know themselves by their fruits. When they go there and write, some of them just take Facebook as just stay there, and it's a place to go and relax and write anything. The people that matter are reading. And some of those things that are written there are by agents of La République. They do what they call in French agent provocateur. That is, they provoke you. I don't have a problem with the language of the people, but I just have a problem with the policy. They provoke you to get angry and you start vomiting things. So that is where they get. Don't think that when you write these things, these are our activists, that they do not read. They read, and they are characterizing us based on some stupidity that I see out there.
Yeah.
Stupidity, total stupidity. And some of us take the pains to educate and sensitize when those things are posted. All right?
Right.
So, yeah, that's where they get it. We're not working in isolation. That's where they get it. That's why I made an appeal to this activist. Said, gentlemen, let's come to our senses. You are missing it. This course is about institutions and to take the people to Boya. It's not about individuals.
Okay.
It's not about individuals. So long as what you are doing hurts the cause, it's bad. Take a position that helps the cause. Whoever is affected, but protect this cause first.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Prof. I think this one, you cannot overemphasize it enough, because we just need to know, just within this week, how much blood have we lost again back home? How many homes have been razed down? How many people are going to go hungry because the bit of reserve that they had has been set to ashes? Is that reason for you and I to be kidding out there, just run our mouth so that people will know that we are so informed and we are so indispensable in this revolution that if we don't stand up and speak, nothing will go on? Let us ask ourselves. That's why I will always like there is, everybody has played their role in this revolution. Give it 2 minutes that they were given an opportunity. There was this thing that Sisiko ever said, it would take us through this, it would take especially me through this revolution. That if you write something for the social media, read it again. If you think that it's going to affect the revolution, or it's going to affect someone in one way or the other, or it's going to invite the neighbor, the enemy into our business, do not post it. Do not venture in such outings that do not earn us anything. The truth, if Prof, I may be wrong, I'm happy you are here to shut me up if I'm saying the wrong thing. Prof, the truth here is, like they say, all eyes on me. The international community is following up. Believe me, if this TV is shut down for 2 seconds, they will question what happened to the TV, because they watch us on this TV. They follow us on Twitter. They follow us everywhere, like Prof just said. I am actually just confirming, because we know they know everything about us, even more than we do. So we just want to be careful, given that someone is dying right now that we are here speaking. So thank you very much, Prof. Thank you for bringing this up. Thank you for cautioning. And I really hope people do listen. There are times we joke amongst ourselves, but when our own senior one speaks, he speaks with wisdom. And I think we just want to listen, and we want to make sense out of a lot of things or out of everything that they are saying. So that said, let's go back to business.
That said, let me add this.
Yeah.
The international community respects His Excellency Samuel Ekome Sako.
Yeah.
It is to him and to a delegation that he sends that people complain about flippancy of your people. They know, the international community, they know that it's not the interim government being flippant. That is a good point about it. They exclude the international, interim government from flippancy. And that is the good thing and an accolade for this interim government. It would be devastating if they lumped all of us plus the interim government that were flippant. So the comment is, now go back, tell your people, they're talking too much. Now, if they do not recognize you, they will not tell you to go advise.
Right. Right.
So they know that is one and only one interim government, and that the person speaking for this interim government for the struggle is His Excellency Samuel Ekome Sako. You can give yourself any name and go anywhere. We have the critical mass. And so this critical mass wants us to deliver. And so we focus on delivering and not to focus on reverting to people on social media, etc. Those who want to talk, keep talking. We love your talking. But I'm appealing to your consciences. We are not going to come down, or we are not going to be talking like you. We want to focus and achieve what the people want, which is getting to Goya.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Prof, once again. And before, I hope we don't lose him. Hello, Prof, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. I just hope. Yes, I'm there. Prof, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you now.
Perfect,
so
perfect. Yes, I can hear you correct. I can hear you really well. So yeah,
I'm really feeling good with myself. What is going on? What do I see?
Okay,
please, go on.
I'm happy.
I need more questions from Ground Zero.
Oh, sure. There are questions. Please, for your information, thank you once again for tuning in to County Roots. And we are talking with Professor Ayim, the Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs. He is speaking to us through the phone, but is giving us quality information. Stay tuned. Invite someone. And Prof, if you did not know, we are actually addressing, this TV is reaching out to the entire sub-Saharan Africa. And I will use this opportunity to say hello to someone who just joined in from Libya. This is Mo Ejagam. I saw him join from Libya. People call on this platform from Gabon, people call from Central African Republic, people call from Malabo, people call from North, South, West, and East, all parts of Africa. So that is how far we are going. We touch Ambazonians all over the world, all over Africa. So please share to them, join in, make sure everybody is on board so that they listen to our senior citizens speak to us. So that said, Prof, let's go back again and see, let's have a look at what in his end of speech address to the nation 2019, His Excellency Dr. Sako assured fellow Ambazonians of a peaceful Ambazonia post-independence. Can you explain in layman's terms what assurance he gave to the world at large and to Ambazonians in particular of the absence of a South Sudan scenario when homeland shall finally be delivered to us? Because he made a statement and explained that if it means the United Nations and allied nations and so on, they will set in. I would like you to take time, even if you want to do this in pidgin, the choice is yours, but present it the way everybody is going to understand. What did he say about that? And what does this really mean to us? Because given the chaos from social media to the diaspora to infighting, killing cells back home and so on, people fear, people dread. Even me, there are like times my children ask me, Mama, do you think we'll really go home with these things happening even after independence? What assurance? What did the president say? Explain it so that all of us can understand and be sure again. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. In summary, what the president said can be seen in the theme of that address, which is time for consolidation and acceleration.
Mm.
You don't consolidate alone. By this, he has recognized other groups. He has recognized all shades of opinion. What he's saying is that let's consolidate all this. Let's collaborate.
Prof.
Yes.
You that one in mean Seweti. I think so you go talk to one for pigeon. It go consolidate, it go accelerate, it go do so. It mean Seweti.
That one a bit grammar. All
yes.
Right. My people. Tiwe President a talk. Now say I'm official for this one sentence. Say we will bring all where we get them together. All weapons, all we ideas together. Then we form a strong group. They will go hurriedly, we will quickly go for Boya, working and collaborating as one people.
Mm-hmm.
So that statement, and for that, the whole of that address, His Excellency, Samuel Sako, basically, it talks say had the open. It had the open. All we are Ambazonians.
Mm-hmm.
We are brothers and sisters. We all the be suppressed. Now we people they kill them. Now we come where they take them. So what will be the reason where you will define me, me define you, then we'll define everything for same me chakra that come, you want to say me go chakra this can we need a meaning for that one. He said men come together. We come together. We will put all these ideas to we will work like a one people, turn that model, find la republic.
So the fear, Prof, before you go ahead, the fear where people get them, especially back home, their complaint and their fear, it be say, plenty of we picking them, especially the one where they don't turn strong-head people, they turn to do bad fashion for year. Them, they keep stick them for their hand. Where when independence will come, they go still hide this stick and then they go use them again for fight with them where we turn the like South Sudan. President, we talk something about that thing. How we'll do for manage that situation. Me, we'll get back all this stick, then we'll go do now. How President, we talk, it mentioned something like if we're there, they go bring in United Nations and so on, allied nations, and so that one be being a sewity. I want me to explain again.
I did talk at the camp for that.
All right. All right. Perfect.
For bringing United Nations and then
You're right.
I will explain at the camp.
Sorry.
I will explain at the camp. Yes. So now I don't give you some talk with that talk address. Another point I say it is so. Yes, we get the weapons or they get them for fight La Republic. Tell me, we don't suggestion. The internal government suggestion for the international community, like America, and I say, when I send soldiers, when I send army, when I send people, make them come to the country, so that they go transition to which we will be for the next 10 years. Where they around, during this time, we could put policies that they collect everything where people they get that. The environment, it will be the one where no man will any need for to find another person. Instead, they could run for Can, they run for Kangi, other weapon. We'll make an armory for Ambazonia. I can assure you. So now we don't put the thing for the international community. When I say we'll be start with that. When I say we'll fight, we say warlords it will be. Okay, when they come for we so that they go be in our eye and they go see say they go see say we be by ourselves a transition army. They didn't do that to South Sudan. Now the mistake where they be make. So we ask them make them correct that mistake.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So that's that one. Yeah, one of the most important things where President Sako talk for that address, I will hit international community. Support we, yes. Send people, make them come. Assure say that we go, take the army go. Make we territory it be safe. Then within 10 years, they wanna feel come on go on. We get with resources, we pay. That message it is really well for outside.
Okay.
So I can assure our people about that.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you for simplifying it and making it better understood by every lay Ambazonian and every stakeholder of this revolution. So someone has just asked a question here. This is Usongo Epong. He says he wishes to know if there has been any diplomatic move towards Rwanda, a country that experienced the genocide that we are subjected to.
The one thing I be bound for myself for come out there talk this diplomacy and give overall thing then we're not going to go for this specific strategies. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Fine.
We're not going to be too excited just to talk like
of course.
That's the flippancy of this food they talk.
Right. So we understand. Okay, sorry. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no option is closed. Make the non just know so, and we'll go follow the one way they respond to it better.
Mm-hmm.
And so work day in progress, foreign affairs, work day in progress for self-defense, work day in progress for the interim government.
Mm-hmm.
Make we people not just distract we too much. We know to focus on them, but all this, if we help with just keep quiet, do not attack the interim government. Do the thing you move go for Boya. You no must attack interim government.
Right.
Because when we go outside, they look at we in a more positive light.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. You have just said something that reminds me of something that His Excellency Prof. Dr. Sako said. That was last year in 2018. Actually, there's this statement he made one time. He was on a show with Eric Tato. And to some question, one of the response he gave was, let the people we lead, let us lead. And here you say there is work in progress and let our people stop distracting you. I think they have confided the powers into your hands because they trust you. So what we want to do as a people is just to let you do what you are expected to do and bring us results. I think that is what you are telling us to know. So this actually, it resonates with what our president said one time, and you are saying it again. People should let you lead. So I think we are getting you and getting you really well. Thank you so much for that, Prof. And
we talk we want more. When I come out for talk that policy where I get and I think the president will talk, even when we come out, we will talk the same thing because we work like a team.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect.
You be talk say Eric something. I don't want to call them for you, but you see, I don't talk for that area. I say message. I say my brother.
No, it's Prof. Prof, don't get me wrong. This was in an interview. This is not about problem. Honestly, here we don't call names. If I mention him, it was on a good thing he did. We don't call names because we don't have time to discuss on those negative things. Honestly, on this platform, so, yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No, I wasn't even going to. Okay, no problem.
Yes.
I just want to say, listen. I don't hear something where they come out. Yesterday they talk saying something. Dialogue and negotiation, some people do harm. I see Dr. Denis Soretia there, and I see some people there who I know say na strong support for La Republic. And then you will see we actually support that dialogue and thing we just come up.
I know.
Then I ask, say this person na pro La Republic.
Yeah.
Now if you support that team, you say you to be pro La Republic.
Right. Well,
that negotiation and that negotiation thing are just an indirect way, subtle way for it to see whether they could disrupt the Swiss mediation, but they cannot do that. They don't have the expertise. There is something necessary. So now I ask, I say, but if you support people where it is support a La Republic position, it means you to support La Republic.
Exactly.
Then I disconnect.
Yes.
All right.
So I'm sure.
Sometimes like big. I talk like Papa
right.
and Grandpapa sometimes. I talk like senior person sometimes, and I be very accommodative. Me, I never had any Ambazonia.
Sure.
No matter which share of opinion you get.
Right. Right. I think anybody who knows you, a few people whom I mentioned that everybody. I'm not saying this because I equally personally know you, but I think anybody should know you like someone who is. Even from your own perspective, you are calling everyone, you reckon everyone, and that's just you. And that's what we need now. We don't want anybody who come here and say this is A and belongs to A and B. We all belong to just one because there's only one Boya, and that is just what you are doing to us, Prof, which we really do, we do appreciate. So This yes, so thank you so much, fellow Ambazonians. Once again, we are not going to be able to make calls today. As you can see, Prof is speaking to us through the phone. So if you have any question, any contribution, drop it here, and hopefully if I lay my hands on it, I will let Prof know that this is what people are saying. Before I move ahead, Prof, someone just said you are articulating the thing just as it is in a very excellent manner, which means you are speaking to someone out there. Thank God for your presence here tonight. So once again, Prof, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that President Sarkozy said in his end of speech or end of year speech, because some of these things, when this speech is presented at once, we listen to it and say, President, no, but tough, I'm minding them. The next minute we forget, but we just want to go back to it again and get a few things sorted. There was this promise, the speech of last year was full of hope, was full of so promising and so reassuring, like I would say. And one of the things that actually struck me as an individual and other fellow Ambazonians was when the president said they are trying to reckon with the UNICEF in collaboration with the United Nations to see if they could create a buffer zone in the Federal Republic of Ambazonia where our children can find space to go to school, given that we have our own academic curriculum. You may correct me here. I'm ready. I'm always ready for corrections. We've got our own curriculum, which we have prepared from kindergarten up to university. Children could study either online or however, and they're praying that they should create a buffer zone where our children can feel safe to study. Are you following up on that as a department? Actually, use your discretion if you want to answer this to us or not, but we would like to know if you think that you would like to tell us. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this one. Education is very important to this interim government. Okay, and the safety of our children is also very important to this interim government. Listen, because of the importance of education, because education is very important for we don't put the world class curriculum where it could be now from kindergarten to university. We get that. We get that. So we don't ask the United Nations and UNICEF in particular and the international community, we make assure the safety for we begin them. May they create a safe environment for we begin them and make this like what did they do for school campus? With school campuses and army camp. So make UNICEF and you make they create a safe environment where we begin the go school go book. Because now the future be them. All right, but it will be safe. It will be nice for when we compromise the safety for the beginning.
All right.
So with the work on this, we already appeal to UNICEF and we follow through. The worst case create the environment. Then we encourage community schools. Then we would start see how community schools they fit function, etc. It's doable. It's doable. That's why we're asking you, and you can do this. UNICEF, you can do this. You can ask. You can create this safe environment. Why is it taking you so long?
All right.
Why is it taking you so long? And you lay importance on education. Why is it taking you so long? We the curriculum, world class curriculum. Where la publicity we want to copy and after that we copying this other one.
All right.
We don't put the one we put up today. The one we did down now. Nandenge. Now look more curriculum.
Sure.
World class.
I know.
When we start up Ambazonia, so all man will say yes. It was worth waiting. It was worth waiting for this one.
Oh.
Commercial end that shit again.
I know.
Thank
you.
I begin from top so for.
It be very okay, Prof. I should say everybody is understanding, and it's I don't find anything wrong, so it is perfect.
Right,
yes.
Right.
So thank you so much, and fellow Ambazonians, I think what the point that Prof has just clarified now calls for you and I to spare some Facebook time, move to Twitter, and remind UNICEF, international community, and the UN of the necessity of a buffer zone in Ambazonia such that ours can finally go to school. This is a generation of literacy. This is a generation of literacy, and we cannot afford to keep waiting while our own children grow into illiterate. What leadership shall we have tomorrow? Spare some time off Facebook, go to Twitter, remind these people this is what should be done. So thank you, and thank you once again. Someone is asking a question which I'm equally about to ask. I think I should see what they have. Ivan Takwi says, Prof, what about CID contribution to enlighten Southern Cameroons to register to show the world of our commitment to the IG? I don't know what.
I knew,
yeah.
I knew you were going to ask a question about that because I know 15-minute program like this one.
Of course, no way.
Item.
No way. So, Prof, I just add my own for day because it coincided. The question come the same time with my own day where you two the expecter. Ma add my own day. You set them free. You set them for free. There we. So my own question goes thus. The living corpses let the living corpses led regime of a 2D is organizing fake elections on our land in February 2020. What no Ambazonian will live to see happen. What do you have to say about Ambazonia's? No. Let me skip this. We'll do this later on. Let's go back to the smooth running of this war imposed on us by Paul Biya. It depends on money. This war, what would guarantee the smooth running of this war is nothing but money. Could you once again explain to Ambazonians the importance of belonging to their LGAs and signing up for the CID? So you add my question to his and then you set them for free. Tell me, what to be the importance of CID? Yes.
Yeah, you are a very intelligent director. you be talking about CID and you start asking questions about lockdown. I said, how you the fix Apple and all that?
I know. Sorry about that. Yes.
Listen.
Yeah, I had to skip to add to his so that we don't keep asking you the same question over and over, Prof.
You know, before everyone come for the show, I have my talking points now.
All right.
I'm a teacher.
Yeah, I know, right?
My talking points. If you not talk, I go know where to where I go talk. If you meet someone, this is what I will tell you.
Right.
And I know saying that where the people for ground, they want here.
All right.
I don't come here for just talk for myself. Come here for talk for with people for ground.
We're proud of you, Prof.
They go here. If you not ask, I go talk.
Right.
Now, CID, now composed independence Jews, this program, now they show you will get the pride, say yes, you'll be Ambazonia. You will go for this web page, for this way the people if you go, www.cid.ambacitizens.com. The composer independence Jew now say, listen, how you want your government for work, they will not get the money. So we get to come together. We, the people of Ambazonia, come together to donate. And this structure, it be the one way a guarantee transparency, a guarantee accountability, because all the LGA chair people, they access this account. A man go for this account, for the CID, you donate money for the place go there for choose. Also, I will make this money go. You all the 61 LGAs they be listed. You should say go choose one LGA. Say make this my money where they donate, make it go for this LGA. Take for example, we become LGA. You check out. And the chairman, the chairperson for the Widikum LGA, it will fit access for this webpage to see for them how many Widikum people they don't go for PID, they don't, and how much money they inside they targeted for Widikum, it will see. So, and this applies to all the LGAs. So my encouragement, I say, all we were there outside. You belong to somewhere, you come from somewhere. Now God don't help, you come out from outside. You'll be a bit better. Why not turn back help your people?
Right.
Why not turn back help your community?
Right.
Why not turn back donate for help your community? CID now the program you feel do them through. First way, take up and for give a direct for the chair for that LGA. So we don't also encourage this. Make any LGA chairperson, make it formulate ways for donate for their LGA and distribute them for the people so that they didn't know how to send money directly for LGA, for their LGA if they want to, or they send through the CID. CID, it also help you to register like a citizen of Ambazonia with a token $10 a month or something with a token donation. That's the advantage going through CID, that you register for citizenship and then you also have your LGA. Because at some point, we will use this information positively because we get to we will know who donate what. And when you donate, you will be assigned a number where you could keep up now your own reference number. When we key that number in, your name will come out. Say, no, you be the donor, you be the support the ID. So there is that connection. So people, this program will be very important. That is the beauty, the LGA approach, where this interim government, it don't create them.
All right.
Nobody enough to beat that one at all. Nobody enough to beat that one at all. People power is very important.
Right. Okay, thank you. People power is something that we have never had a taste of for over half a century. The time is now.
Yes.
There is a song that is sung in my language that some people loved darkness so much so that when they saw light, they shied away from it. Are you the one who is shying away from the light? I think there's still time for you to turn, to make a U-turn and face the light. So that said, Prof, there is a question here for you from Anyangwe Benz. He says,
okay.
Sir, as the Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, do you base your mind only to interact with foreigners, or you also meet with Ambazonia abroad to educate them on our struggle? A lot of noise on social media is due to lack of understanding, since it is free. Europe in particular needs this education. It may be you sitting with them face to face. Thanks. Over to you, Prof.
That's a very, very, very pertinent solution. The answer is yes, but we'll do mostly through WhatsApp groups and WhatsApp fora.
Yeah.
We need to intensify person to person, going to meet them in person. Our handicap and Achilles heel in money. The money. We
Right.
always struggle for make president go all over the place, but not money. So as with this CID, as we don't start so, and as money could enter, programs like this one too, they could be kick-started.
Right.
Yes, now good point, very good point.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that said, Prof, if you permit me to add to it, because I know that I'm one of your under shepherds, I would like to do that. I think we do a lot of meet the people business. Last April 2019, we were together in Berlin. After that, we were together in London. After London, we were together in the Scandinavia. Apart from that, the president or some members of the interim of the cabinet of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, once in a while they convene kind of Zoom meetings and visit counties and visit LGAs and visit groups. You know, like when the Department of Women's Services was created, the president visited us and had meet the people, meet the women with, because it is not possible. Even while in the UK, you would hear, in the US, you would hear today the president is in Canada, the president is in this state, and that, and that, and that. Prof, I believe this is one of the things that he or she who asked this question would like to know. So I think they are doing so much to that effect. Thank you.
Right. Let me just add here. I like to give credit where credit be due. When it comes for this diplomacy, what would it do? Maybe only Department of Foreign Affairs.
All right.
The presidency, it do the diplomacy. There is the National Diplomacy Committee where would it do diplomacy? It is under the Department of Foreign Affairs and also the presidency. So we work like a team, and a lot of contacts that they go on. Especially look like the United Nations demonstration, etc., when they take place. Now, because we get an able a compatriot, Honorable Daniel Cool, I always give him a praise for that. He'd be very energetic, and he'd be very proactive, and he'd do a lot for educate with people. He'd open this meet the county, call the governments and all that stuff. He did for the National Diplomacy Committee, and they don't move you now from foreign affairs to presidency. So we work like a team, you know. So this message is that they go out one way or the other. But yes, this point will be very important, and I'm so blessed that I have a Department of Foreign Affairs team. This is the only department, if I want to boast, that holds weekly meetings.
Right, I know.
And I tell them, listen, we have to translate what happened on ground zero diplomatically. We have to be conscious of what we're doing, because if we don't interpret fine what they do for ground zero with the restoration forces that they do, the international community will misinterpret it. So if anything just happened, like this attack will happen from Bangen, we did take them out to the international community, to the various spots that maybe they didn't know.
Right.
And so my appeal also for people that say, make the tell we accurate information. All right? Accurate information. Sometimes the numbers are overblown, and then we want to come and realize that it was less. We don't already go out of big number, then it no go too fine. Like the Bangen genocide. Right. I learned this morning that 13 was the number, but we had floated 50 plus out there. So let's work as a team and be honest to the people. Right. And when I go outside, like the secretary for the foreign affairs, I know say at the top on behalf of Ambazonia. So I decompose myself and team way it come out from my mouth. Now team way it could be representative of who Ambazonians they be. I know the talk careless. Right. If I get down, I know go talker. You see what I mean? Yeah. So so the way we carry ourselves, now we get the first food for outside for the international community. Now through we now they go judge who are these Ambazonians. They go see Ambazonians through we. So I've been very, very conscious of this. Yes. And that's why I know the right careless here and there, etc. And I just want to assure with people, say we're there on the good foot. Thank you. Exactly. Thank you, Prof. And if I may add once again, this is one of the things that our president usually says, the President Sako, he says it is better for him as the president and the cabinet in general to be slow and steady, because there are times people are so impatient that they say, oh, this thing is happening. Why is the IG not doing something? Why did not do anything? They are taking time to make sure they get the accurate or the genuine information, so that they don't send out the information, then come back again to be blamed or to say, oh, it was like this and not like that. So they take time to get it and get it right. So it's a matter of us collaborating. The information we want to give we from home. When you give them, don't say this thing happened today for Bangem, today na Saturday the 18th of July 2020. For so and so quarter for Bangem, they don't kill so and so people. You take time for either count or you say about this, but not overinflate them, because these people to the follow up strictly for be sure say the tongue are true, so that make them know where to help we from. So this is important, how we inform with people them. So we all depend, like Prof don't talk over and over, we depend on one another for make sure to make this struggle go ahead. We need the right information. And two, back for people back home, for avoid the frustration and confusion where they go out, mind the source of your information. Who say you get your news? ABC, Amber TV, you don't hear Professor Ayim speak, you don't hear Account announce something, Secretary Chris, you don't hear all of those platforms that they pass through here. Now places that way you get to find information, because people get a lot of things out there for tell, but that will not be information. Now just rubbish for make us exhausted and burn energy for no reason. Prof, forgive me because I've been a talkative. I shows that the reason that way she don't for here, I never take your place. So I am going. No, we're working as a team. You're doing a good job. Thank you, Prof. This takes us. I need to talk about it now. Now that we mentioned this team, this takes us to lockdown. All right. This takes us to lockdown. Now, my country people, Cameroonians, Ambazonians, will listen fine about this lockdown. When I listen fine for the interim government of Ambazonia We don't hold cabinet meeting for October, far back for October. Then we don't discuss a cabinet for the possible dates for lockdown. First, we agree say lockdown be necessary. Secondly, we need to decide when the lockdown will be and how it will be enforced. So we don't get this tentative dates. And who we get for confirming zero restoration forces, the National Security Council, and the people from ground zero. So the idea become out, we throw away with people. So make the National Security Council, make the restoration forces, all the generals, make them decide from what day to what day. So we'll be put them on hold, working to hear from the people, from the restoration forces, from the generals. That is a constructive way to go about things. So like a government. So as we wait, and we wait for feedback, and we deliberate on other things. First of all, we know say the lockdown will be. So now we discuss other modalities, how it will enforce it, etc. 1 year, one morning they did for Facebook say lockdown are from 7 to 12. We say now who announce them and how and why. So it be like some person, it don't leak the information from these noise makers or for these other people out there where everything they want for 2%, they challenge IG. They know they ask whether this thing they so at this moment in time, given this moment, given what is transpiring, looking at the plan of the enemy, is this better?
Mm-hmm.
The 100% I be the first one up there. They are setting up confusion so that when interim government come up with the right date, they could start saying, you see, now we be there out first. Then this interim government don't come now announce. Now the narrative changes from who was the first, not the substance of the lockdown. Okay, the interim government has the substance recommended by restoration forces, the 13 counties, general, and the National Security Council say, okay, make it be from 6 to 11. And we get to go along, we wait with them on the ground, the top, because that's where the power lies.
Right.
Not them go enforce that. Not them go there for front. Not them suggest that. So we work with them.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So,
okay.
So that was the background. Yes.
Okay, Prof. Thank you very much for.
Is February 6th through February 11th.
All right. Thank you for throwing more light again on this idea of the dates of our lockdown, of our no mercy lockdown. The dates are out there and they are to be respected. Prof, before we go back, before we move ahead, we may be going for back because there's an important question here which you would answer after this. I would still like us to dwell on this election thing again, because now with the undergo, with the suffer a war will be declared on us by a diaper infested regime led by living corpses resident in Etuji Yaoundé in the name of Paul Biya. So what do you have to say to Ambazonians at home who are posing as candidates for such a provocative activity in the name of municipal or council elections or whatever they call them? What exactly? Because the lockdown here is as a result of because of such foreign provocative activities that are planning to take place on our land. What word of advice do you have for such posing as candidates for such provocation?
Resign, put a disclaimer out there, and do not participate. We know, say, some of the names they did for the list where the people said they don't even know. We know, say, Atanganji them, they don't already compile list for Yaoundé. Sometimes say they don't already compile result, who will win, who will not win, and which way it will be. So all these army, they say them now, all they now only for small cream for say it is so they become for enforcing election be. They don't really do their thing for Yaoundé. We not need those people to be very predictable for me. Very, very predictable. I know say that's what they do. So we get to do the thing to make sure my people say make man no come out outside that day. No, we enforce them. We do bad, we play with bad fire. Make no man no come out outside. Then when we proclaim that they are fake results, we go ask them, say, no man no be come out outside. What's the result come out? They will tie them fine. You know, there's a thing. We could say, when you don't tie, when you don't go, you won't catch a tiger. You squeeze them for neck. Just hold them for some place. You like that. This is I call lion because they like lion.
You're right.
You know, you squeeze them for neck, just suffocate them for them, and that's all lion save the hunt. So the thing, that's my advice with people. Don't be mistaken. This is a no mercy lockdown. And I want to tell with people, say, the success of this lockdown, it could interpret a lot for diplomatic circles.
Right.
Success of this lockdown, it could bring independence this year. I'm optimistic. So if we lock country one independence, all you do is say within this period, stay for your house. That's all. That's your contribution we want from you guys.
Right.
Make the social forces, they do work. I see a video today, La Republic, they with the army thing that they dance outside. Can you imagine that? If they were winning, would they be doing that?
No.
Those are the desperate moves of a dying horse, the last kicks of a dying horse. Ambazonia, now we get them. So with people, no matter which day you be given out, all restoration forces, all those defending our people, stay home, let the restoration forces do their work. This is my plea at the beginning. Because that one will take and show them for these highest quarters. Say, now so today we get right for which way we do. And that number 3 for the phases of the plan for the Department of Foreign Affairs, which is recognition, it will come faster.
Okay.
So now the last straw is that makes the cameras back. Whether you be activist or whether you be who, whether you be against SACO, whether you be against IG, this is the time you love Ambazonia, respect the lockdown. From February 11 through from February 6 through February 11. Hey, listen, you where you be talking, make it start on the 7th. No problem. We don't declare on the 6th. We start. Then you come join on the 7th. So become the attaché. We start the thing go. Don't talk against us. Just tell your people say when I want to start on the 7th. So on that 7th, when I join, it will be a larger group, right?
Right, sure.
Then on the when we stop, if you sit there, people say when I continue for one more day. Talk to the people. Leave the IG doing its work. That one are common sense, no?
Right.
So this is appeal to our people. Please, we will get some common sense. All man respect this lockdown with independence. It be mention it. This year, 2020, this year is pregnant.
Amen.
When I deal with something more will show these people for diplomatic circle.
Yes.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think what Prof is saying, now just think where our people, they be good at doing, our people back home. I just want to use this opportunity again for thank you on Ground Zero, even before it happens, because I know it's already a success. I want for members say, last time when A2G, they were fidget out there with their dialogue, with their monologue and whatever, and their special status, they claimed that there was a meeting or whatever, they charade in Yaoundé, they called a dialogue or a meeting or whatever that happened. They proved themselves wrong. And how did it all happen? The very time they claimed that people were busy with the dialogue and so on, these Ground Zero fighters were there busy with it. Our boys were out there organizing their activities of 1st October, marching and doing all of their activities, and everything was out there and spoke for itself. I think, Prof, you must have, in your department, you must have recorded at least a plus point on that activity too. Because Paul Biya claims a dialogue, the work are fine, but at the same time, our boys are doing their business out there because they think the charade in Yaoundé was none of their business. So like Prof is saying, the only thing we're going to do to keep on doing what we be good at doing, stay at home first. They go see, international community go see and say, town be big ghosted, motone the worker, mungu not the fly. Now who come out vote which time on a witchcraft that now they will have a witchcraft that vote. And secondly, staying at home, it guarantee your safety. You make room for our boys for go around do their own job. So you stay at home, stay out of the way of our boys and out of the way of the stray bullets from a 2D. So we get a lot of things and a lot of reason for stay at home when we be asked for stay at home. It is the work, our work at the level of the international community, at the level of diplomacy, and equally with the keep safe. Because with the fight, now we can't meet, we need the fight, we can't meet an empty land. So thank you guys so much, and I know say we will collaborate like you don't do before. So that said, Prof, there is a question here from Mickey Nchechuma. He says, not everybody has an email address. How are these, or how are those, especially in Europe, who don't have credit cards, do to sign up for the CID? What are they going to do without credit cards while in Europe they don't have email addresses? How can they sign up for CID? Prof.
Yes. That is a question that has come up many times in the cabinet that it's being addressed.
Right.
A modality is being set up for Europe, continental Europe, through which they can donate. The Vice President is working, Vice President Harrison, His Excellency Harrison Abongwa. Listen again, the Vice President is Harrison Abongwa.
Right.
A very smart, intelligent surgeon, dedicated, man of the people.
Yes.
And a good compliment to Sako. We are proud to have him, knowledgeable and astute.
More than blessed.
We are blessed, double blessed with both of them. So he is putting things together for this, for the CID and for the Amber Peace Plan and other everywhere he is, working him quietly. You don't see the VP out anyhow. He is the engine behind the moving of the IG and the putting in place of all these things.
Right.
So he needs to be recognized for that. His Excellency Harrison Abongwa, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia.
Amen. Thank you.
So, yes. So, yeah, that will be that question, that issue is being addressed. Whoever asked the question, thank you very much. We need more people involved, and that will be simplified. We'll take that question to the Department of Home Affairs and to the Vice President. By the way, the Secretary of State for the Department of Home Affairs is only Ambrose Etenge, Honorable Ambrose Etenge, a very efficient person.
Oh yeah.
You know, I know how I'm posting about the cabinet because I have a group of people. We have a group of people who can articulate.
Right.
We stay in a meeting for 8 to 9 hours, sacrificing that time to put ideas together and move this cause forward. This cause is more than full time and for the cabinet. So some people, you know, please realize that these people are doing a lot to move things forward. So I brag about them and I mention them when I'm out.
Sure.
Miss Irene Wa is the Director for Resource Mobilization. She's doing a fantastic job.
She is
she will, in collaboration with the Vice President, address this issue in continental Europe. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you for this great reminder. Let me just use this opportunity to give a shout out to Sister Irene. I'm working hard to become your disciple one of these days. How she does it, I can't explain. Nobody will ever raise funds like she does. Don't ask me how she does it. I don't know. She's so passionate and she does it so professional, and I don't know. It's just to say thank you. And we cannot thank you enough. The only thank you that we pray that God should bless us with is a free Ambazonia, and home we shall see by the grace of the efforts we are putting, trusting God in this. So, Prof, a compliment to you from Ep, as he says, Prof Ayim, we can feel you. You have this revolution in your DNA. And this takes us to a question from Fritz Kozo, who says,
Thank you.
Who says, Prof, please throw more light on the diplomacy battle in Brazil.
Okay. I will let me say this. The community, Barori community, they are approved, they are supporting us, and they're going to give us medical items and all those things. The Secretary of State for Health and Social Services will be going there soon to medications for our refugees, internally displaced, etc. Those in hospitals, we're going to have tons and tons of medication in a few days ahead. They already have them ready. The Secretary of State has to go collect them. So that's a community, a friendly community for us. And we are talking with them. You see, in Widikum, they say, that is to say, when you see the mother, termites come out, know that very soon the termites are going to come out.
All right.
So we leave it as that and see the way it turns.
All right. Okay. So Ambazonians, let's keep our hands together and pray. And on your basket set, let's go to Twitter, remind Brazil, Mother Termite is out. We want Peking termite to follow. That is what I understand from Prof. Something is cooking and we just want it to get cooked all through. So thank you so much. Thank you, Prof, for all of the responses. Everybody feels very blessed with your presence here and every word that you are sending out here. So this is really important. What is the IG doing to guarantee the safety of those who will go out on the 12th? Since there are some voices extending the lockdown date till this date. This is Usongo Epong.
IG is going to be responsible for the dates the IG has announced. It's left to the individuals who have common sense to know that our interim government has said between this and this date, let's do between this and this date, and that will not raise any further question.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's not an IG responsibility after the 11th. Okay. I mean, we have to be front up to our people.
All right.
So the interim government is assuming responsibility for what it says,
mm-hmm.
and not for what another person says.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And I was going to say something just educational. I know you're getting towards your end.
Carry on. Yeah, exactly.
You're wrapping, but I need to say this about the root cause of our problem. One of the things the Department of Affairs, so you cannot solve the problem if you don't know the root cause of the problem. So we have presented to the international community that our problem is non-implementation. If you can underline that word. We problem now say they never do. Okay. Non-implementation of the Article 76B of the UN Charter and the UN General Assembly Resolution 1608, 15, paragraph 5. Because of this non-implementation, the decolonization of we territory it not be complete. Now we tell people, and we right for territorial self-determination be suppressed. Biya himself, the President Biya himself confirmed this Paris. What you wait talking for Paris? Oh, when you hear you talk, so I go down from the floor, I laugh, so I clap, I said Biya well spoken.
Yeah.
Because they don't really confess it. It don't be about for solve the problem. It don't be about for consider what you is supposed to be for implement that thing, or for we own territorial integrity. If they are for assimilation, if they are for recolonized way, they are for annexation. So it is necessary for a confirmation. I don't put that down. And we did talk on that. So hey, if you know they do that, all this thing, the plan for do with the way you talk, go for Switzerland, go talk, say no, don't be so, I never mean that, right?
Yeah.
Go for Switzerland. If you are all that confident, come, say don't talk. He gets some ministers where they talk, me I don't know whether they get brain or they don't get brain, but whatever happen, it is what it is. When I get microphone, they talking anything. The way you know for sure the legal document way it bind these people, it bind we together. No federation, We never had it, no union. On what basis are you talking about? When I listen to Atangaji, it just amuses me. It just amuses me because this speech, he could talk to President Hadi, the chef de l'État Hadi, and I said, I don't look at him. It don't look so funny.
Stupid, right?
So, okay, look, President Hadi, what has Atangaji Hadi?
Yeah.
All right. The question I asked myself, I just laugh here. Small brains think small.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Yes, Prof. Before we finally round up, there is this thing that almost escaped my mind, but you brought it by saying what you said now. So this lockdown, our no mercy lockdown, runs from the 6th to the 11th of February. 11th inclusive, because this is another day. We are not only doing the lockdown to stop the fake foreign provocative elections on our land, and equally to put the final, to erase the last spot of anything 11 February on our land. What was 11 February again, and why should we not dare find ourselves anywhere around celebrating such in this land of Ambazonia?
11 February, defined by the Biya and his regime, is a youth day, and that is a wrong definition. 11 February was a plebiscite day. A plebiscite is like a referendum where people express an interest for something. And the expression of the people must be implemented. That is why Chapter 5 of, in fact, it is post-plebiscite UN General Assembly Resolution 15, Paragraph 5. Because that resolution was passed after the plebiscite to implement the results of the plebiscite. All right?
Yeah.
So now down the road, the BI is calling a youth day. What has youth day got to do with the UN articles resolutions? And you know that these people did not even want, when the United Nations was voting, with the votes of 64 for, 23 against, and 10 abstentions, La Republic to come up never voted in favor of us. And then, do you know that?
Yeah.
Independence by Germany, they did not. And the UN, you cannot force people to live with the people they had voted against.
Right.
So La Republic, not like we. They read from days immemorial, issued by their own vote. Why you want to push federation? Why are you trying to push union to a people who don't want a people? They say don't talk. Say they say they want to assimilate them. They talk open. It's just like La Republic, they control UN, and let them control the narrative. So my people, the Grand Zero forces, we need to take these things. We need to make sure they tell us. Because when we do the thing we're going to do on between this lockdown, then we will take them hard for international community. Because this is just foolery, make a fool of us. Right. It be like you can just talk anything and go by with. It's not dependent upon the whims and capacities of La Republic to come around. It's what the United Nations articles and resolutions and charter say. I went, there's a diplomatic meeting I went somewhere. This is what a diplomat told me. He said, Professor Ayim, your case is as straightforward, it's as simple as anything. If you have to depend on the law and the Constitution, your case can be resolved in 15 minutes. That's what he told me. Okay. I lean back. So the only challenge, he says, is the political will to solve the problem.
Okay.
And I am very sure after the actions of this lockdown, we will hammer on this and show the people that we have the capacity, there is then to develop this political will to recognize us.
Okay. So thank you.
Look, my belly store. I have a lot of things, but I could talk. I talk chocolate.
I know, Prof. The good thing, God has been so faithful to us because the network has been so beautifully clear and bright and clean, from a clean heart, So we cannot appreciate that enough. So, Prof, it's difficult to go. I keep saying it's the last one, and another last one comes up from Yusongo Epong. What is our IG position with respect to the symposium to be organized by former African head of states?
The IG has written requesting that an item be included that has to do with the crisis we are going through.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is not included, why are we going to sit down and be talking about the internal affairs of Cameroon?
Right.
So that application has gone, that request has gone.
Okay.
And we are delegating one of us to lead a delegation there if what we have requested is included. You see, the time has come when we have to pick and choose where we go.
Wow.
It's not that all those heads of state don't know what our problem is. It's not that the AU doesn't know what our problem is.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a Frenchman, a Chadian, a chairman of the AU playing games with us, it's annoying.
Yeah.
Why are we holding all these many meetings? Is it not simple that you AU, you know that your charter, Africa Constitutive Act 4B, has been violated? Independence, the bound obtained at independence cannot be violated. La République du Cameroon obtained independence on 1st January 1960. Were we part of them?
Right.
So why are they violating their boundary?
Right.
Independence.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Prof.
Right.
I think this is just brilliant, you know, because the truth about us, what I know now is we Ambazonians, we know who we are. We know where we are coming from. We know where we are going to. We know exactly what we want, and nobody dictates on us. This happened half a century and more ago. Today is 2020. Ambazonia is a nation. We are just waiting for it to be made final, official, and that's it. Nobody dictates on us, and that's what I think. Probably believe that that's what you have been saying, just to be sure that I equally understood you. Someone is actually appreciating. Richard Wright says we can listen to Prof all the day long. It's been quite an educative session, and thank you for thanking me too. Thanks, Mark Comfort, for inviting Prof. We need more of this on regular basis. Of course, yes. If we've had time, I will bring the type of Prof here every day. I'll bring the type of the Secretary of State for Home Affairs every minute of the day, because they are ready. We just pray that we'll get more time to come here on and on and on and on, because without this talking here, this revolution is dead. You know, we need to be reassured, we need to be redirected, we need to be scolded, we need to be schooled, we need to be. So, Prof, thank you very much for respecting this invitation. Thank you for speaking to us. You have been a very great blessing to your children, to your brothers and sisters, to whoever we are, to you, to fellow Ambazonians. You are just a blessing. Thank you so much, and we wish to see you again as soon as we get space for you to come on. So the good thing is that you are always ready to be there. But I think I should not let you go, because there is a tradition here that nobody bypasses. Probably last time I let you get away with it, but this time around you can't. It is a tradition here that before you leave this platform, we give you room for at least 30 seconds. Because we believe that when you speak to somebody in their local language, you speak directly to their heart. You have spoken a lot of grammar here. You have spoken even some words in French and Pidgin. You have not addressed the typical mama and papa down the village who is sitting by the fireplace and watching you speak. So now you want to say a word in country talk, even if you just say hello, mama, a salute, or papa, a salute, a word of encouragement to our boys and the rest of our people on ground zero, especially as the 6 challenging days are coming, where they have to do the lockdown. What advice, what encouragement before we finally wrap up? So over to you, Prof.
Yeah, Madam Director, I be want to say a day so how. You don't go talk me talk on the talk small.
No way. Last time you be escaped, but this time around I be call you and say you can't, you could not go away. I know if you let them.
Yes. Before I get for that one, now I make a talk for all my picking them. all my grandpikidem, everyone for Ambazonia. All I tell say this, some of we don't end books so they reach all they be professor. Well, we love when I we will sacrifice every education, everything I will get done. For say more will fight so that men wanna get a life. Maybe picking where they will be born them, they will still come, may they get a good life for their own country. That we all sacrifice that. Now for Sika Wana, with me, I did for this struggle. Because if I do there for this struggle, I 15 they fine. I don't fine. But how could they find where my people are not define? How could they find how tomorrow will be for the beginning? So that I think that so on that note, I'm Babur Jum, with the Kumo Charaon, Bochum, Mochari, you have Barazem, you have Bifan, we are Menka, Bele, we are Bote, Mocharaon Bochum, and Moya Moya Bobo, but Nima and Uroni, Unam Chong. Look down by an election. I had number 6 day, February, each 11 February. Well, each one that would march away, sir. Then I don't know, I knew only, I tell my pal Peter on which on the 6 way through 11. Bambi succeed, but I think but you said, Kay or election more, Bambi Toroa. Then Baby, but so do say, but she result election situation. So, Baby, the fact I think, but you say, the chairman United Nations, the chairman America, the chairman Germany, the chairman European Union. See, about table do say the vote. Result goes away. So, but I know, Gumbe, I know Gumbe, then Manano to only. That will what you said. And Peter, February 11, it changed February, no, February 6, it changed February 11. But so, I am Mojono, Martin, I am Mojuangunji, Azem, Mikochombe.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Thank you. You just nailed it. You did the last thing, because if you come to this platform and you don't do this, then we will hardly feel your presence. We'll hardly remember you that you were here. So thank you for doing that for us. Mama and Papa, they don't hear you and they hear you well. And Prof, you just said it all. You say, "Ma picking them are there for ena for sika ona." Last time when Barrister Timothy was here, he said, "If you die, you not leave something. You die, but then you don't die, but die." He was saying this relating to this struggle, just like you. You say you have had your life, you are settled in life, you don't need anything, but you are fighting for your children. Exactly what Barrister Timothy said. Say he is fighting for the children. And so if you be Papa, you die, you not leave something, then you die, but die. I think this sounds like you are speaking the same language. Our dear honorable comrade, senior comrade, Chair Francis, who just left us a couple of weeks ago, said the same thing. Say, what am I doing here? What do I need again in life? Nothing. I am fighting for my children. Our Papa fought and died just on the battlefield. There are no two things you senior citizens can do for the future, for the generation of Ambazonia. I think the history books of Ambazonia will be happy to read and read well about the great things you are doing for Ambazonia today. Thank you very much. Thank you, fellow Ambazonians. Thank you, televiewers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ground Zero. Just keep on, hang on in there, knowing that homeland is very, very near. And by the grace of God, as soon as possible, we shall meet to shed tears of joy. Thank you for being part of County Roots tonight, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you and bye.
Okay, Madam Director.
Bulake, Sengo Bakungo Ming, and you want to Booker. Oh, yeah. Watson Zambia, Wako Yuka. Watson Zambia, Wako Yuka. Watson Zambia, Wako Yuka. Watson Zambia, Wako Yuka. Barukas no Wako Yuka. Kamongon Simbal Wako Yuka. Barukas no Wako Yuka. Kamongon Simbal Wako Yuka. Watson Zambia, Wako Yuka. Watson Zambia, Wako wako yukai. Kasino wako yuka. Mobae wako yuka. Ibae wako yuka. Yebe wako yuka. Yebe wako yukai.
Kasino wako yuka. Kangongon sila wako yuka. Watson Samia wako yuka. Watson Samia wako yuka. Yebe wako yuka. Yebe wako yuka. Yebe wako yuka. Bobo wako yuka. Ay ay. Ay ay. Kasino wako yuka. Kangongon sibal wako yuka. Kasino wako yuka. Kangongon sibal wako yuka. Watson Samia wako yuka. Watson Samia wako yuka. Kasino wako yuka. Mobae wako yuka. Ibae wako yuka. Yebe wako yuka. Yebe wako yuka. No debo, no debo, no debo, no debo, no debo, no debo, no debo. I want all the go to the phone. 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 Oh, you know I want you to be. I wanna
Could arise once we break the shackles of the government that's holding us back.
Our goal is to revive and implement the independence as well as restore the national and international personality and sovereignty of the former British-administered United Nations Trust Territory of the British Southern Cameroon.
You are the most lucky people in the world. No human being in this world ever caught up with his history. You are standing face to face and holding your own history in your hand. Now, what you make of it depends on what you do now.
To restore the state of Southern Cameroon, I say it clear.
The borders of Southern Cameroon are not being made now. They are borders defined by international treaties.
This country was united by permission. It was not one and indivisible. It was united by the will of the people of the Southern Cameroon.
And that is why we are saying that there are two Cameroons that came together.
This is the center of endurance, and endurance is what wins wars. Not how many people you kill, but how long can you endure. George Washington lost almost every battle he had, but he endured. He out-endured the British, and that's how the battle was won. Endurance.
By Monday, we will know whether Yaoundé controls Anglophone Cameroon or we control our country.
Businesses will not open, taxis, Benz, nobody will work, schools will not open, parents should not send their kids to school.
Every moment in the life of a nation can be seen either as the darkest moment or the brightest moment. Usually both are present, and it is our opportunity, by the way we respond, to determine what we make of it.
You must follow your decision to the logical conclusion by pulling out of Ambazonia. Or we have to say a liberation war.
Nothing is going to stop us. So help us God.
We'll take our country back.